What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking another look at gold and its price going into 2026, possibly the years beyond. I think where every market right now is starting to look fearful, I think gold is uh, basically building a base and starting to gain some momentum again. And let's just get into it why I think we're going to see a major shift in gold this year. So, gold has officially surpassed the US dollar, now becomes the world's leading reserve asset. So more and more banks globally, uh, not just America, but basically every single country is buying more and more gold for stability. So when do we see this? Usually we see this in times of panic, fearful markets, wars, uncertainty, and we've ticked all those boxes, and it's it's not even March yet. So, sadly, on the one hand, that does mean very good news for gold. And with Trump's latest tariff mess, what else we can call it, with the latest tariff mess, I think it's building up for gold again. So if we look at the chart, we can already see, like, yeah, we had a major crash, but obviously we had a major run up. So we had a major run up. Yes, we crashed, but we touched the previous high. We basically touched it and started going back up again. So even if you bought that little, well, that major dip, you're already up around 17% on one of the biggest assets in the world. So that's still a very good sign. And going into the next couple of years, if we zoom out on gold, all it's done over the years is go up. And yes, it's stock markets follow this as well, but not with these percentages overall, especially lately. So why 8,088? I grabbed a little bit of a random number, but roughly because it's also around 55, 56% price increase. And I think it's doable. If we look at the momentum we're having, if we look at the price structure, if we look at how quickly things are moving right now, and pair that with the predicted shortage of uh, rich minerals and metals. I mean, we've seen gold pump, we've seen copper pump, we've seen silver pump, we've seen platinum, plutonium, uranium. Every single metal has had these curves, and we're nowhere near this yet. And the shortages that are predicted are in the next couple years. They're not actually happening yet. So personally, I think this is one of the safest bets to take. And if we check a couple of articles, like the gold trade is now divorced from fundamentals. So there's fundamentalists claiming like gold doesn't have that much use case, so it's not going to go higher, et cetera, et cetera. But this article basically says it's divorced from the fundamentals, but it's not necessarily a bad thing because people are searching for safe havens. So it's parted ways from its historical drivers with real interest rates and inflation data, et cetera, et cetera. But now what we're now seeing is there's a lot of speculative area entering or capital entering into this as well as countries stockpiling it. So the demand for gold is massively increasing. While there might not be a fundamental base, but it is a panic driven base, if that makes sense. Now, that was the wrong article. So let's grab this one. Upside risks rebuild on tariff fears. So this is in the short term. Like I said, the tariff fears with Trump losing in the higher court system, basically declaring all his tariffs were illegal. He now announced a global tariff, uh, which affects everyone, also Russia, every single country. Uh, let's just call it what it is. It's one giant mess. But that's another unstable factor. That's another fearful event in the market, and especially since it's globally, so everyone's affected, especially American consumers. But that does drive more people back to gold. So that does put the whole de-dollarization back on the map. That does put gold back on the map rather than the dollar. So that all fuels that interest into gold even further. Now, when we look at the price, we see that it's been stable after that little flash crash, built back up. I bought that dip personally. And let's just grab silver really quickly. We can see the same thing happening on silver. And we can even see the same thing happening on copper. Copper had a lesser effect. So copper did correct down, but not as much. It relatively held stable, and it's also starting to build up further. So pair everything on that together. I think buying gold is a good thing. I think gold as all buying gold has always been a good thing, especially as a diversification, because I'm also like I also buy stocks, I buy crypto, I buy everything. I try to have a hand in everything, but right now I'm not looking at crypto as much. Yes, I bought dips on crypto, but now I'm focusing on these metals, and I think these metals have a much higher profit potential this year than crypto, because I think crypto has been relatively wrecked by the big players. Donald Trump pulling out 4.3 billion, his sons with WLFI draining capital, CZ being part of them draining capital, Binance itself draining capital. There's just not enough fuel left to fan the flames, and I think a lot of it has shifted into other assets. We've also seen a massive increase on Poly Market, which is a direct competitor to the crypto space as a whole, I'd say. So to me, this makes a lot more sense market wise, and I think this is a lot better driven. So there's a lot more capital behind this, because gold is already a much bigger asset as well as Bitcoin. By the way, guys, the crypto or the Discord community I've made, it's growing steadily. So be sure to check that out. Join in on that completely free group. The gaming channel is still empty because I don't really have time for games nowadays. But yeah, we talk about gold, we talk about crypto, we talk about Mr. Trump, of course, we talk about a lot of stuff in here. Over 115 people in here. Be sure to check it out. It is in the description down below. Also, if you like the content I make, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. You will be doing me a massive favor, especially now that the crypto market's in the crapper. But yeah, that doesn't have to be a bad thing. We have metals, we have stocks, we have other options, and let's try exploring those together. All right, I'm going to close out the video on this. I'd love to hear your opinion on gold, on metals, on other assets. I always say a lot of heads know a lot more than just one single one, which is me. So be sure to leave a comment, ask a question, join the Discord, and if not, just leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one, guys. Peace.